What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Level With You show. Today is episode 15, and I am joined by Anthony Dewart
Don't get hit by bears.
and Kenny Castro.
Hey guys, my name's Kenny.
And don't forget about the man over there with the plan, Tyler Hadley.
I sometimes have a plan, but other times I just wing it.
Okay, fair enough.
how we
I
did
like a good,
college.
honest answer. All right, so this is a weekly video game podcast where we get together and talk about, you guessed it, video games. You can find us on podcast services as well as, or including, Podcast Addict, iTunes, and Spotify. Please leave us a review there. We'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. Well, I assume you're on YouTube, but I shouldn't. You might be listening on podcast services. All right, guys, so how's your week been going? We've all been pretty busy. I know that there hasn't been as much new game playing as usual. So how's life treating you?
I put up a gazebo yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were making it too. I couldn't pronounce it. I was like, "We're putting up a gazebo," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, that's right. It's called a gazebo."
Yeah, at your new place?
Yeah,
Is
it's one
this-
of those like shitty Walmart ones.
Oh, okay.
But it sucked, but it was interesting.
So what's the plan for the gazebo?
We mainly made it so Eric's girlfriend could smoke in it, but other than that, I'd probably go hang out inside of it a couple times to keep the bugs out if I want to hang out without any bugs biting me.
Yeah, make her go outside.
Get outside.
So is it not as nice as Tyler's?
Oh no, nothing's as nice as Tyler's. You can't buy that at a Walmart. That's like a come with a house kind of gazebo.
Yeah,
The one that we got was you buy it at Walmart, or in this case online.
What was it,
and then
like
gets delivered.
$148?
I didn't buy it. I
didn't
don't know.
buy it? Okay.
No, thankfully I just had to put it together, and then God turned out the light.
Oh, well, technical difficulties with the lighting, but I think it's going to be okay. What about you, Kenny?
Shake it for me.
Shake
So,
it, baby.
not much. I think I went on a beach trip this weekend with the family.
Oh, yeah, what beach?
Scarborough in Rhode Island.
Scarborough, Rhode Island?
Like I think it's Narragansett in Rhode Island, but there's like two beaches down there.
And really good weather this weekend.
Yes, it was. So I was down there beating everybody in cornhole.
Yeah, you were.
Bocce ball. I lost by like 2 points, but as it is, I had to let them win.
Yeah.
Couldn't send everybody home with L's.
Mm-hmm.
And
You got some good seafood?
no, actually, we just went mellow. It's a bunch of alcohol and a bunch of ham and cheese sandwiches in the cooler.
If I learned anything, alcohol and cheese mixed wonderfully.
Right?
That's very true.
We had like the sliced cheese in a container that we had a cheese board that we didn't fully eat, and then I literally was sitting there when we bought the cheese board Saturday. I'm like, shit. Wiley's soon-to-be wife sells cheese, and we're out here eating cheese boards from Big Y.
Oh, man.
I'm like,
That's the mistake, bro.
we making mistakes out here.
You really whiffed that one.
Yeah, I'm like eating it, and then I'm like, shit, the possibilities.
Anytime you need some advice, I could probably help you, but she could definitely help you. So
Isn't that official title cheesemonger?
it is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was not afraid of cheese, but I didn't really like it because it's like a texture thing for me. I didn't like cheese, like plain cheese or peas when I was little for some reason.
So
Traumatized, right?
Yeah,
you-
for somehow.
you still don't like just some Cabot cheddar?
I haven't like ever had any because I've just been like, oh, it's plain cheese. I don't want it. But recently, I got a big slice of pepper jack through 2 Ritz crackers, had a big old bite, and was like, you know what, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, we got to work on that.
Yeah,
You
I
come over
gotta
and
fix that
Big steps. Big
Expand those horizons.
and expand that palate because I've been missing out. If all cheese tastes that good, I'm mad at me.
steps. Yeah, I love pepper jack.
So for me, this week's been a lot of getting together, final minute stuff for the wedding. That's coming up just less than 2 weeks now. Last night I spent about 4 hours putting together my 5-hour playlist.
Holy shit!
Nice.
So I went through it like song by song. Is this a good transition into that one? Is this a good transition into that one? And pretty happy with the final result.
There you go.
So we do have a DJ, and he's going to be able to change it up if he thinks it's necessary, or add some stuff here or there. And of course, he's going to do a lot of the emceeing and stuff. So he's still going to be worth the money.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't have to worry about that stuff alone is worth it. So
Perfect.
yeah. So that's us, Tyler. You're over there working hard trying to make the light shine down on us again. So I'm just gonna skip over your little banter. We'll get back to you soon.
It
building-
seems like his week has been filled up lighting.
Building the tower to heaven.
So video games. That's what the name of the game is here on the Level With You show. What have you guys been playing? Why don't we start with you, Anthony?
I'll give you
Don't-
one guess.
Ooh, can I try?
Yeah.
Kirby.
No.
No.
Close though.
Truck Simulator.
If truck started with a P and ended with Ona.
Oh, okay.
And then had a number in there that
So
was
Patrona
less than
Simulator?
6 but more than 4.
So Patrona Simulator 5,
Bus Simulator 6. Train Simulator, actually.
Chain Simulator 6.
All right, so you're playing Persona 5.
Yep,
Okay.
still on it.
Now you wrote a little note. 115 hours in.
Yep, disgusting.
That's a long ass game.
Yep. And
All right.
I also just realized apparently Persona 5 The Royal isn't coming out to Switch. I thought it was Switch.
Oh
right?
no.
No, it's
No,
just
man.
PS4.
Just PS4.
Yeah, I was like, oh no. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's still gonna be cool. I'm gonna play it, but I'm really excited to see what they had.
It would have been great to have it on Switch for sure.
That's what I
think
thought they were gonna
That
do.
would have outsold the PS4 version.
Oh sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
mhm.
That's what I thought that they were gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it makes sense.
I
But
think they just got Sony and Atlas probably have a long-standing relationship where they were like, yeah, you can put them in Smash, but you're not getting the game.
you're not gonna get the whole game, plus
Yeah.
the cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Did they get
excited.
the dancing games? Are those on
Yeah,
Switch?
they're on. They're only on PlayStation. The dancing
What,
ones.
What are we getting on? What is it? Persona
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled. Yep.
Oh yeah, Persona Scrambled Eggs. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, yep,
It's like
I
back
think
on
everybody
episode
did.
2 or something.
Yep. Persona Scrambled Eggs. That looks interesting. I mean, I do like
I'm gonna
the
pick it
Dynasty
up.
Warriors type games for a hot minute, but I'm not like can't really go play through a whole one. I don't think I've ever really played more than 5 hours of one of those.
Yeah,
titles.
that's a genre that has eluded me over the years.
I like the Gundam one. Of that
Gundam one
genre.
is nice.
Yes.
The Zelda one was great too. Hyrule Warriors
Yes,
was a
that
lot of
one was
fun.
good.
Cool. I'd borrow that after I return the game I'm currently borrowing
Yeah,
from
why
you.
don't you borrow it? It's fun.
Cool. It's called Kirby's Air Ride. Or no, it's called Kirby.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
I'm
called-
infecting you.
It's called Kirby's Star Allies. It is still super easy, but it's very fun to play with my fiance.
Yes.
It's simple. There's actually a really big variety of characters and lots of different secrets to find within the levels. There was one boss where I almost died the other day, and I was like, "Whoa! All right, I got to sit up straight."
Whoa. Was it towards the end of the game?
I'm on like world 3, so I don't.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how many worlds there are.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, so I
I didn't beat
assume
the
I'm
whole thing.
like on the percentages. I'm only like 20 something,
Mhm.
but
But that's like finding all those puzzle pieces and
exactly.
stuff, too,
So
yeah.
those I'm finding them when I find them. I'm not.
Yeah,
like,
not gonna go out of your way to.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's understandable.
But so that's fun, and I've also been playing a couple other things. But what about you, Kenny?
So, been playing 2.5 games. You know, I started playing Fire Emblem right after I beat Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So I did get to beat that one. I didn't realize how close I was to the end.
So give us your final impressions on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order.
I really liked it.
Okay.
Really liked it. I liked it so much that at the moment I beat it, I started the new game plus
Nice.
on the higher difficulty. So I'm on superior difficulty, which I kind of liked because the difficulty levels, it's friendly, I think it's mighty, and then superior. So the friendly, I felt like that was like the play on friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, they did that in the Spider-Man PS4 too, which is cool.
Superior, you know, you have the superior Iron Man, superior Spider-Man comic books, you know, so you have that.
Okay.
So, and then I realized to play it, when you play it on the higher difficulty, you unlock skins.
Really?
For some of the other characters. So I'm like, all right, so I guess I am gonna beat it on this higher difficulty. It's not a long game, so I'll get through it, and I got to keep my level, my characters at the levels that they are.
Nice.
So
So what is it, like 12 hours, 10 hours?
I say between 12 and 14 hours.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing too crazy.
For a beat 'em up though, that's not much. I wouldn't want much more than that. You know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and the challenges on the side offer enough challenge for you. You know, between all the conditions that you have to meet to get all the stars, it's hard enough. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, I haven't 3-starred every challenge yet.
And I remember you had mentioned there was going to be some kind of free DLC. Has that hit yet?
No, it's the 31st of August.
Okay.
So that'll be
Nice.
Cyclops and Colossus, and then from there in the fall, so I'm guessing sometime October before. Between October and Thanksgiving, we should be getting the Marvel Knights DLC, which should include Blade, Moon Knight, and I forget who's the third one, but it'll include those
Huh.
3 characters.
I wonder if they'll incorporate them into like, if they'll have those little side missions or whatever, or if they'll just be straight up characters.
So actually, it's supposed to be additional side missions and story content that
Okay.
should be coming with the DLC.
cool, because it is a season pass, right?
Yep.
Like it's
and
paid.
you can't. And the thing is, you can't buy the DLC separately. To get the DLC, you have to buy the season pass.
Oh wow.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
It's what, $30?
20.
20? Okay.
That's
Then
not bad.
That's
So,
understandable.
so for people who don't want to spend 60 on a beat 'em up from when it comes out. I don't know. Nintendo almost never drops the price on their games.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how long it stays at $60.
We got Black Friday coming up soon, though. Before you know it, maybe they'll do a little thing there, or even for the holidays. I know they like to drop at least a couple things. Plus, Amazon, always get random deals.
Exactly.
Ultimate Edition for 60, maybe something like that.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's tax-free weekend this weekend.
It
is.
is tax-free.
Oh, yeah. What did you buy, a couch or something?
Or it's this coming weekend.
Oh, it's this coming weekend. That's like the number one thing though to buy though. I feel like
house
it's furniture.
Yeah,
I'm getting
I was thinking
TV.
about it and maybe trying to go to the store and get some stuff for the basement.
Cool.
Yes.
You know the blue cat. Well, never mind. I'll talk to you about it later.
I still have to get that table from you too.
Which one?
The glass one.
Oh, the glass one?
Black and glass ones.
Yeah.
Those
you
are
can
still
get that.
available.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and glistening.
Yeah, this Saturday I won't be partaking in tax-free weekend. I'll be at Fan Expo in Boston.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's this
Yeah.
weekend, huh?
Yeah.
You're going with
The wife.
nice.
I'll take videos and pictures. Maybe we'll put together a little something for the Instagram or
Nice.
Facebook. For
So
the account.
what are you looking forward to seeing most at? It's Boston Fan Expo, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it used to be previously Boston Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
Changed and now it's called Fan Expo. Fan Expo Boston or Boston Fan Expo, whichever one. And I don't know. I think I'm most interested in wow. I just forgot his name. Creator of Spawn.
Oh, that guy.
Todd McFarlane.
Oh, okay. He's got a signing or a
Yes,
panel.
He'll be signing. He most likely have a panel as well. I believe he has a panel on Saturday as well. So he'll be signing for free. So all his signings will be free,
That's dope.
which is dope because most people charge between 20 to like $80.
Yeah, it's
And we're talking Todd McFarlane. So he's done some great runs on Spider-Man. Creator of Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on its own. That's
Yeah.
enough. So you would assume he's gonna charge
At least 25.
At least 25? No,
Yeah.
free. So that line's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah. Better get there early.
Yep.
You know what time it starts?
I believe doors open 10 or 11 in the morning.
Okay. Wonder if people will
Better
be
get
like
there for
there at
7.
7 or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. People are going to get there early. They're going to get their breakfast, get there early, make their lines, get in there, and most likely seek out Todd McFarlane right away. Because these people, there's people that go in there with their key comics and they're like, oh, Todd did the art on this one. I want him to sign this one. Because it'll raise its value by at least $20 to $50.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna get signed?
I was thinking of getting one of my Spawn comics signed. I believe I have issue 1.
Okay.
Spawn.
Well, that would do it.
So I'm thinking if I do have that one, I have to go through my 20 boxes of comic books and try and find it.
Do you have an original copy of Soul Calibur, or a copy for the original Xbox of Soul Calibur 2 with Spawn in it?
Oh no!
You should get that signed if
I
you did.
should. That would be a good one.
That would be neat. Or you could even do Mortal Kombat 11, dude.
I could.
Shit.
I really
That'd be
could.
pretty. That'd
You
be a
got the
nice
Ultimate
addition
Edition
to
of
the.
Spawn's
Because
coming.
Spawn's coming.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I might just get the sleeve that my Ultimate Edition comes in. Get the sleeve signed by him.
There you go.
I would do it on the thing because I feel like it could wipe off the sleeve.
You think?
Is it like
So
a plastic sleeve?
So no, it's not a plastic sleeve.
Oh,
it's
I don't know then.
almost like a cardboard sleeve. So have you seen when I bring the game?
Oh yeah.
That I pull it out the cardboard and then it's the case.
Still though.
Oh
with
yeah, the paper.
A
thing.
Sharpie on,
Yeah.
on the like if you had a silver Sharpie on the black box.
Yeah.
That could be.
Or even take out the paper and have on the paper.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The silver Sharpie and then put the cover paper back into the case.
Just get him to sign every cover. Just every surface of that.
I brought
game.
8 things. No.
Please, really quick. I don't care what you read. Just you can put a line. I don't care.
You guys have any?
That's a good one. I think I'm gonna do that. Wow, good shit.
Hell yeah. You guys have any good autograph stories? From back in, I have one that's kind of funny.
I went to PAX. What's that? PAX East 2 years ago, and then there was a couple YouTubers there that were signing stuff. I took a picture with the Completionist, who's wicked good. He's here on YouTube. He's making new videos every week. But I didn't get an autograph from him. I talked to him for a minute and just thanked him for his content. It's rough to keep making, going in 100%ing like 2 games a week for like
that's
300
nuts.
games. So that's insane. So give him some credit there. And then I saw, I forget who it was. I know it was I think something with Son of a Glitch was there. A+ Start is the name of the channel. She Says, which does boundary break and stuff in games. And then there was Beta 64, and I had just bought a copy of Pokemon Alpha Sapphire for like $20 on the 3DS, and I was like, oh, I might as well just get him to sign something. So I had it. I was like, can you sign my copy of Alpha Sapphire? And one of them was like, yeah, is this like really important to you? I was like, no, I just bought it. But that'd be cool if you could sign it. And he was like, okay.
So I've only gotten, I can think of 2 autographs. One of them was back when I was a kid. It was at the local comic book store. I lived in New York. El Duque, if you guys remember him, he was the guy that like had the really high knee kick when he pitched. I think he was from the Dominican Republic, I believe. He was a good pitcher for the Yankees in the late '90s. I think he won a couple championships with them. But I had a baseball glove that it was a Greg Maddux baseball glove, and like it had Greg Maddux, who's a famous pitcher on the Braves, name right there, and he signed it like in addition to Greg Maddox's name. So
that's cool.
That was funny. And then at Bonnaroo, I got Talib Kweli, who's a rapper, to sign my shirt, which I still wear, and he wrote it in Sharpie, and I've washed this shirt so many times, which I probably shouldn't have done looking back on it, but now it's just too late. It's just one of my workout shirts, but you can still make it out.
Perfect. Yeah, Sharpie actually stains shirts pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we got a little sidetracked there. Tyler, you been playing anything new? Rocket League?
No, not much. Not really.
You're gonna take that challenge,
I
dog?
did get called out in Rocket League, though.
I mean, apparently somebody's calling me out. I have no idea who this person is, but I'll
Local
take him
celebrity.
I hear he goes by the name Nate Nasty.
out. Nate Nasty.
That's,
like Nate
that's what
Nasty.
they call him in
He's
Rocket
gonna
League.
be Nate. Get his ass kicked at Rocket League. Nasty.
I told him
Challenge accepted.
I told him we were gonna call him Nate Super Clean after Tyler got done with him.
Nate super clean. Nate not nasty.
We shall see.
I'll take him out. I'll do some flips and some aerials and some backflips and some nose dives.
Do some
and
double dippers.
I like the strategy.
Sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I'll demo him a couple times and
We'll boot up the
Yeah.
PS1, Pizza Hut demo disc. We'll play a couple rounds of Spyro, and then we'll play Rocket League.
Yep.
Just the
So
warm-up.
add me on PSN. Level with you, Ty. If you're looking for a challenge.
You hear that, McNasty?
Is that Ty spelled T-Y or T-I-E?
TY.
Perfect.
Nice. What have you been playing, Wally?
So I haven't been playing much new. I like to bring something new to the conversation every week. Unfortunately, I've been kind of sticking with the same old. I did finish up the Battlefront 2 campaign. I liked where it ended up going. I think that there's some fun segments where I don't want to spoil it because a lot of people, I didn't know it going into the campaign, but the gameplay gets mixed up in some ways I didn't expect that do a good job of teaching you what to expect in the multiplayer. The story was okay. I mean, I wasn't exactly following every single beat, but the overall general arc, I thought it was a little contrived at your character arc. It never felt totally natural, and it felt kind of all of a sudden. But I think it's better than people give it credit for. I mean, the production value on it's awesome. It's got some good performances, really good mocap. And now I'm looking to jump into the multiplayer, so I'll probably have some thoughts on that next week. I feel like the game's got a little bit of a resurgence going on. And like the word of mouth around it seems to be mostly positive. We've got episode 9 coming out in December, which I'm sure they'll throw some kind of tie in there. So yeah, that's Battlefront 2. You can get it wicked cheap. I got it for $6, like I've said on the show before. So if you like the first game, I think now's a good time to jump in. I know it's a 2-year-old game, so I won't harp on it too much. And then the other thing, which I've also talked about in previous weeks, Super Mario Maker 2. So I have a friend that made a bunch of levels, and I was checking them out on Sunday, and they were a lot of fun. Kind of inspired me to search out other creators, and I was just looking through different articles about who to follow and some of the most creative levels, and like just the stuff people are doing now. They're making like mini games within Mario. Like there's one really fun level where it's essentially like tennis, with like every time you jump, you're swinging your racket up and you bounce the ball back to the other side, and it's the first to get 3 through the hole wins. Then there was another one, like there's really cool tributes to other Mario games. Like remember the flying bird from Super Mario Sunshine? Mm-hmm. There's one level that like sort of recreates that.
Oh yeah, the Sandbird level, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember seeing a lot about that. People created that. I was like, why would somebody create that? Because that level was supposed to be really hard.
Oh, well, it was fun in the game. It was
That's
nice.
good, hey.
Yeah.
That's how a level should be translated into fun.
And who else have been seeing? Like Maddie, the creator of Celeste, his levels are just nuts. I've probably only completed like 1 out of the 6 that I've tried, but just seeing the creativity there is cool. And then just seeing the reaction on my friend's face when like people leave him comments and stuff is like.
You can draw a picture too for comments, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah,
you
just like
draw,
somebody drew me a Kirby look.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I still think that that's a must-have. It's just something that keeps on coming. Like there's always new stuff available. You always feel like maybe I'm gonna finally get around to making a really cool one, which I haven't yet. I also checked out some of Dan Reichert's from Giant Bomb's levels, and his are super creative and like pretty bonkers hard.
It sounds interesting. I just wish I was more of a Mario like platform guy, or I'd totally be into.
So what's your experience? I mean, like, you just find it frustrating, or you just never really?
I feel like I'm just bad at them, but then again, I'm bad at them because I don't play them. But I love Donkey Kong Country 1, 2. I beat Super Mario World with our other friend. Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World.
Okay, so you're a Mario fan. You're just not you're not wanting to spend.
Yeah, like super into it.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Like maybe it drops it down to like, I know it's a Mario game, so it probably won't go down in price anytime soon. But I'd be willing to spend like $40 on it.
What?
You play Mario much? Why don't you have Super Mario Maker 2? Why aren't you making these levels with me and having fun?
Make a Fire Emblem theme level.
You know what? It's because of games like Fire Emblem.
Okay.
You know, but my son saw Super Mario Maker 2, and he was like, "Daddy, we need to get that game." So it's on the list.
It's a good excuse to get it. Be like, I gotta get it.
I'm gonna pick up. But you know, we'll see. Hopefully, within the next month, I do want to get into. I want to check out some of the episodes, some of the levels, because I was watching one kind of funny show, and they were trying out one of the guys' levels, and it was super hard. I was like, "Holy shit, this looks fun and frustrating at the same time."
It definitely is that. But that's why once in a while I like to just look for the fun and creative ones that have 40% clear rates, which is really, really high.
So I didn't know this because I don't think you mentioned it when you talked about it the first time, that when you create a level, you have to be able to beat it to upload it. Right?
Oh yeah.
So I didn't realize that. You know, I don't know much about the Super Mario Maker game. So
I mean, if you didn't, then you'd be really frustrating. You'd be a bunch of half the levels would be impossible. So
exactly. So I was like, wow, you have to be able to beat your own level to upload it.
Or sometimes they throw like a hidden block in there, like when you can't see it first, but you have to jump in, or it'll do like a mushroom or something for a level you think is going to be impossible, but the creator just kind of sneaks something in there to be like, oh, that's how we beat it.
Yeah, I don't like it when it gets a little too trolly with some of the levels.
I agree.
I think so far there haven't been too many where I'm just like, oh, that level was no good.
That's good.
So yeah. So you mentioned Fire Emblem. Did you already talk about that?
No.
No,
I just got back into it, playing like an hour and a half.
So you said you chose the Golden Deer?
Golden Deer. So I know you're the Black Eagles, right?
Yeah, I chose them.
So I got to be the blue one, right?
Yeah,
or Tyler has to be the blue one.
Blue Lion?
The blue raspberries.
Whoever ends up getting it next.
I'll be the White Lion.
White Lion.
You'd be the White Claw House.
White Claw House.
That's the best house.
That's the DLC.
Right.
That's the That's the mysterious fourth path.
That's a fourth storyline. So I jumped in and I kind of frantically turned it off because two of my people just died on the battlefield, and I have permadeath on. And I was like, no.
But don't you? Isn't there? I thought there was a mechanic.
Rewind time, and it was 1 a.m, and
you'd had enough.
I was like half asleep, and I was like thinking that I was indestructible and I could play this game half asleep. Nope. 2 people died, and I woke up instantly. I'm like, turn off! Don't save!
And then you just turned in your sleep all night wondering if they were really gone.
Yeah, I kind of stressed for like 30 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing the Game Boy Advance game, because you didn't have the option back then. Your Unicorn Pegasus units, they die. You're
Auto-saved?
gone. You don't autosave, thankfully, but you can shut it off. You'll start at the beginning of the stage, so it's like those maps could last like an hour though in the Game Boy Advance. So you get I don't know, maybe 35 minutes into a map, and I have somebody die who I don't want to die. I'm like, shut it off. I'm like,
and then you're
I'm
back
not
at
gonna
the
play this
beginning
anymore.
again.
Word. All right, well, if that's it for games, I know it's sort of a lighter week than usual, but we have a pretty substantial amount of news this week, so let's take it away, Tyler.
Girls, if I yeah.
Woo. Cruising for a newsin'. Thank you. We needed that. We needed that jolt of energy. Cruising for a newsin', number 1 on the list this week. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft to require loot box odds disclosure. Okay, so this is
That
big news.
perplexes me. Like that's not out there to begin with.
Well, that's been the whole controversy for the years, man. I mean, it's been always like people buying these loot boxes thinking that they're going to get the purples and the yellows and they get blues and the greens and then get sad.
And they get the common. But wouldn't you think that's like in a way that's common sense too, where it's like, oh, I'm spending my money. It's like gambling. It's like I could get it. I probably have a really small chance because it's a game that wants my money. But I mean, I do like that they are putting it out. But you would think people are like, I'm probably not going to get this unless I dump a bunch of my money into it, unless I get really lucky.
I guess so, but now, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but doesn't it do this already in Apex?
Why
Like when you're buying loot boxes, it's like there's a 4% chance for a legendary item, or I could be wrong. I know it's in one game that I've played in the last couple months.
It might be in Apex.
Anyway,
I feel like they've said that somewhere in Apex. I'm just not sure
that it's for loot boxes.
Where it says it.
Yeah,
it might have been for like the battle pass. I think it was for the battle pass where it says like you're guaranteed this many of a legendary, this many of a rare.
Oh, okay.
I think that was what you might be thinking of. I think that's what it was.
Gotcha.
I don't think there was like percentages though, as to like there definitely aren't percentages for like the regular loot boxes.
Yeah, not like when you just open up a level up. Yeah, that's true. So now I wonder if that'll be implemented. I'm looking forward to seeing them implemented into Overwatch, which is the kind of, I think, the thing that set this whole loot box shit on fire, isn't it? Or was it like League of Legends or something?
I don't think Overwatch really set it on fire, because everything in Overwatch, I mean, it was all cosmetic. But I played Overwatch a lot on PC, but I still feel like I got a good amount of like legendaries, and it also didn't take a super long time to level up in Overwatch either.
So what I meant by that is that I didn't mean that it got the negative reaction, but it was what they actually called it in game. Usually they would call it like, I don't know.
Oh, like what coined the term loot box?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like an Arkham box in
Price
if it was a Batman. Yeah, and it was sort of the only reward you got were loot boxes because I mean it was a multiplayer only game. So I don't know. I think that's just one of the things that propelled it into the mainstream so much. Could be wrong about that, but what do we think of this move, Kenny?
I actually I like it. I like it, But as I always say, do Pokemon cards spell out their odds?
On booster boxes, they do.
Do they?
Do they?
On every pack of every, like, you have to buy the actual. You can't just go into like a shop or a Walmart and buy like a random pack. But if you go and if you go to your local game store or wherever you see booster boxes of cards, you can pick them up, and right on the case there they'll say, oh, okay, so and so, this is outlined, like you get X amount of rares, X amount of super rares, X amount of secret rares, or it's like this per box, or you'll get like X amount of whatever per box. But it's usually pretty outlined on certain trading card ones. I know at least Cardfight Vanguard does it because I bought a bunch of those boxes. I have to look over. I don't know if Magic the Gathering does on their boxes, unless it's like right when you open it up. Sometimes they come with like a little info pamphlet. But
Interesting.
yeah.
So seeing it in games though, that's gonna. I mean, like, I wonder if it's gonna change the sales. Are we gonna see people more hesitant once they know like there's really only a 1 point? You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, I don't think.
No.
I don't really think so either.
I think it's just a way to appease fans of being more transparent.
I think it's a good thing.
It's just gonna, people are just gonna keep buying it.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll maybe see if it's a billion. If it's if it's 1.25 billion, I think it'll drop to 1.23.
Gotcha.
It won't be a big hit of people stopping, but people are still gonna keep buying it.
Yeah.
People are gonna buy the games, but
No, but I mean, like
maybe they'll spend less on microtransactions.
Right.
he's saying not so
that
much.
Not so much.
Probably not that much, but I think it will be
Enough that
go
you'll
down.
see it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It'll be, when you look at it, if it's a $1.25 billion industry just for loot boxes, then you'll.
Or it could have the opposite reaction,
And increase it.
people that don't buy loot boxes, if the chances are high enough, and they think it's high enough, then more people will buy them.
Because if they thought it was impossible before, now that they see that it's realistic to actually get one of these things, they might buy it.
The developers are going to be bumping it up a couple percent.
Oh, yeah.
points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like patch. Yeah, the new. So here's a quote from the Electronic Software Association. These required disclosures will also apply to game updates if the update adds new loot box features. If the update adds new loot box features. The precise timing of this disclosure requirement is still being worked out, but the console makers are targeting 2020 for the implementation of the policy. And they also say it's an effort to build trust with gamers, which, gamers are very finicky folk.
It's true. I am.
Tend to get made.
Mm-hmm. Very, very skittish.
Maybe
very...
a little too made, as we'll find out later on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, that can be, you know what I'm saying. Y'all are a contentious bunch. So I think this is a good move. We'll see how it works out and how it's applied to all these games as a service that are already out and popular. Yeah, so stay tuned for updates. All right, number 2 on the docket. This is sort of a bummer. We saw, following up from our discussion on the tragedies last week in El Paso and Dayton, ESPN and ABC pull Apex Legends tournament show in wake of mass shootings. The decision was made out of respect for the victims and all those impacted in the immediate aftermath of the shootings, and it seemed the prudent thing to do given the swirl of the moment. And that was said by an ESPN spokesperson. Furthermore, and this is just adding more to the reaction of the shootings, Walmart revealed it was pulling demos and shop displays for violent video games from its stores, although it continues to sell guns.
That's crazy.
It seriously is crazy. Mm-hmm. Like last week I was playing devil's advocate a little bit, saying like, oh, what if they do and like harm the really people that are disturbed minds, which I think is possible. But I think that this is just, especially for a game like Apex Legends, which sure it has guns, but it's almost as cartoony as an Apex Legends. I mean, as a Fortnite.
Yeah.
And not as much, but it's a little more. There's a little more blood. But I think it's just.
It's still all like media in a way. It's fake media. Not fake media, but.
It's lame, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, you really think that this is going to prevent anything? You really think that the victims were like going to turn on the families were going to turn on the TV and just start like weeping at the sight of a video game?
Some people think that, as crazy it is. Some people are just like, we're going to get like, that's the whole triggered thing online. You're like, oh, you can't say that, you can't do that. They're going to freak out. And some people do, but I guess it's, kind of going back to the point of, all right, well, we might as well just nip this before anything to do that comes up.
And I can already feel in the national discourse, it's slipping away from like something actually getting done in Congress. Like Congress is, what are they? I think they're still on. Yes, they are on vacation, so they're not doing
like,
shit.
3 days a year?
I mean, a little more than that, but I get your sentiment for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so I would say you also got to take a look at it at ESPN, right? So their parent company, who is it?
Disney.
And Disney is all about their image. All about it. It doesn't matter if they really thought people were gonna get offended or not. Even if it's a 5% chance, they're wiping it. They're all about it. And once I saw it, and I wasn't surprised, because once you know the background and you know who owns ESPN, it's Disney. You're like, makes complete sense. That's a Disney move, completely.
It's a Disney move, but it's still an unfortunate one, and it's one that I think it's unfortunate that they felt that they needed to worry about their image in that way. Like, I don't know. It's just, maybe if it was, like, I want to say if it was Call of Duty, maybe I would understand if it was like the day of or something. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I think it's just more scapegoating, more distraction.
Yeah. That's like what happened to Fire Force with the arsons in Japan that burned down that studio, killed a bunch of people. They ended up censoring one big part of the the ending song. There's like a scene where this nun girl's in a monastery and she walks into a room and all these people are on fire, and then they're like looking forward for maybe half a second, and then they turn and all look at her, and the scene lasts maybe only, I don't know, not even 2 or 3 seconds, but they ended up censoring all of the faces, so all you can see is like maybe an upper parts of the torso, but then it's just a big black strip.
Wow. Because
the first episode didn't have, because it was before the fire, the first episode had that full, like, I do admit I was like, oh wow, it was a little jarring, but it's like, oh, this is part of what the series is.
Is this Fire Force?
Fire Force, yeah.
Oh, huh.
So they actually delayed I think it's the second episode. It's either second or third episode they delayed, I forget, I think it was second, for a long, like probably a couple weeks right after that, because I think the week after Fire Force premiered, the big arson attack happened.
Well, that one makes a little bit more sense because it was an animation studio, and it is an anime. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's sure you can draw parallels, but I at least can wrap my head around that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think about it anyway. Now, next on the list, number 3, I'm going to skip over that one that I just wrote a sentence about. SNES games coming to Nintendo Online.
I saw that. Is that the, So they're going to add it, the NES Classics now?
So
They'd be
this
adding on top
is
of that?
actually just a something that was discovered by a Reset Era user, Link83. The filing includes a single image that very much resembles the back of an SNES controller. This, I guess, is a leaked sort of blueprint. Furthermore, the model number HOC042 is in line with other Nintendo Switch model numbers. The Switch itself is HAC001, and the wireless NES controllers are HAC033 and HAC034. Okay. So we know, or at least we've hoped and suspected, that SNES games would be coming to Switch eventually. For a wireless controller, I think that's great news, considering that nobody wants to use 5-foot or 2.5-foot NES controllers. What the hell were you thinking, Nintendo? So what do you guys predict? Is this going to be part of the NES online service that we have now, where you can just sort of play anything as long as you've been online in the past 7 days and you have an active Nintendo Online account, or are they going to make you buy these games piecemeal again?
I think there's going to be a lot more controversy if they make you buy it, like another subscription service for this. But if they throw this onto the whole Nintendo Online service, I think that'd be great. Be wonderful. I would have a problem with it if they did, try to charge it as an extra service. Because, we're finally paying for online.
Yeah,
Throw it in.
Yeah, well, is Nintendo cool enough to do that?
I think so. I hope so,
Yeah.
at least.
I mean, they have had the success to maybe loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
With the
mean,
Switch.
But do we think that or are they just going to be added to the eShop?
Ooh. Good question.
I truly think at first they're going to be added to the eShop.
Yeah.
I think so.
How? What do you think? $5.99, $9.99?
Depending on the game, between $5.99 and $9.99.
Okay.
I can easily see
those
Super
two
Mario
price
RPG,
points, yeah.
$9.99.
Yep,
Metroid or Super Metroid, $9.99.
exactly.
Adventure Island, $5.99.
It's going to be. There's going to be a lot of disappointed people if that's the case, because.
So the way I look at it is that the online service is dirt cheap at this point in time. How much is the year?
It's 20 a year. Right now, I'm
20 a
stupidly
year.
paying $5 a month.
So it's 20 years. So it's dirt cheap. I think as gamers, we kind of expect a lot when we gotta pay a subscription fee. But 20 a year, we're talking about big hits. The Nintendo has some big hits.
Yeah.
So asking for it to go to the Nintendo Online right away is too much. I think.
You think so?
I think so.
What if
You gotta
it's?
understand.
I think it's going to be. I think they're going to do it, man. If I had to predict, I think that it's going to be a slow rollout. We'll maybe start off with just
One game.
maybe like 3, like Super Metroid, Chrono Trigger. Or no,
Ooh.
that's too good.
Yeah, no.
Super
That'd be a good
Metroid,
call.
so
I'd like
good.
it.
I mean, Mario World, Link to the Past, Super Metroid.
Yeah.
The big 3.
Swear to God, if they drop Chrono Trigger, the online subscription could go up to at least $35 a year,
Well,
just because Chrono Trigger's there.
We might even be looking at an increase if they decide to do that. They might bump it up from
Yeah.
20 to 25.
what if they do a
Exactly.
2-tier plan? Like they have the base one, or you were just kind of talking about that, Anthony.
Yeah.
But it's not an additional service. It's just like you get the ultimate edition.
Yeah.
Which comes.
It's like Hulu or Hulu with no commercials,
Yeah. Which
which I still don't have.
I probably should get that because it drives me nuts. But anyway, I could see that maybe instead of 20 a year, 30 a year, include SNES. I mean that's reasonable, but
I wouldn't
I
pay
mean,
an
depends
extra
on the
$5
size of the
more.
library.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does for sure. I think it would be great if they just threw it in.
That'd be awesome.
But
We'll see.
we'll see. Yep. All speculation at this point. Okay. Next story.
This looks
You guys,
interesting.
yeah. So our next 2 stories are about Fortnite streamers, which like it or hate it, it's what's coming up. So Ninja, you all know him. He's a big time Fortnite streamer. Moved over to Mixer recently. That was one of our stories last week. Moving over from Twitch. He's already got 1 million subscribers or so. Seems to be doing pretty well over there. But his previous Twitch channel is still up, and what they've been doing. I'm seeing you're now just reading the
Yeah,
outline.
I am. I want to save it. But I like the impact. I saw that on the when I was scrolling through at work, and I was like, I'm gonna save that.
So this is kind of a whatever story. I don't think it'll amount to anything. But so what Twitch has been doing, Amazon-owned company, is on his page. They've been advertising other streamers, and I guess they had it set up in such a way where it was sort of ranking top streamers in this category. Check it out. Ninja's not here. Maybe you'd like this type of thing, which he had an issue with. He thought that it was sort of disrespectful that he'd spent all this time building up his brand, and now they're just showing his competition.
Yeah, but he's not even on that platform anymore, so he's just being a baby about it.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, well, fair enough. But anyway, what ended up happening was porn got to the top of the page. So it was some hardcore
As it does.
banging going on. And, he put out an apology on Instagram around something where he gave a 1.5-minute video saying, obviously no fault of his own, but sorry that it happened. And so, yeah, the question is, what do we think about somebody leaving a platform and then not being able to sort of take it down and just, which I don't know.
It's on the moderators, I think, too. They should be doing a job.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it all depends on, I guess, the partner contract that he was in or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think any of us are still really sure about what his contract looked like, or if his contract ended, which is why he switched over to Mixer, or
even if he have an exclusivity contract with Twitch.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think it was just a partner.
Yeah, so who knows about that? But
you see the same thing happen with websites.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the whole partner agreement for any Twitch streamer, if your channel is owned by Amazon or whatever.
I would assume it's owned by Amazon, So I
Twitch is, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean Ninja's Twitch. Why you can't complain? You left, and if they're using it to promote, people go onto it looking for.
Well, can we delete our level with you Twitch if we want?
I think so.
Yeah.
We can. Well, why can't he?
He should be able to, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, I'm sure he would if it. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all more speculation. Wish we had all the facts, but anyway, porn on Ninja's channels. Haha.
I think Mr. Bezos was having a little too much fun and forgot to shut the window tab, go incognito.
Yeah, he was behind it.
Pulled the dark side Phil and just
He
blew a load on
He
stream.
was just mad. It was all him. He's like, I'm gonna put some porno up on that little bastard's page.
Nobody will know.
Not even the good kind.
Subscribe to Twitch Prime.
He's a naughty ninja.
Yeah, naughty ninja.
So yeah, still haven't downloaded the Mixer app myself, but
I like it. It's not bad.
Sounds like just a drink
That's
service.
what I normally watch on the Xbox. Is Mixer.
is there even Twitch available on Mixer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On Xbox, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I always watch. I don't know. PS4 is my home console. That's where I watch all my YouTubes and stuff. Netflix is what have you.
Yeah.
And what else did I have written on here? Oh yeah, this is a messed up story. So I just added this one. Kyle Buga won the Fortnite tournament last week, World Cup, $3 million. He was streaming with his squad, and he got swatted. And what that is, if you're unfamiliar, it's when one of your watching streamers or one of your viewers, or you assume it's one of them, makes a fake report to a police officer or to the 911, says that he had shot his father and had his mother tied up. So, they come in with guns. Luckily, apparently one of the cops knew the kid and came in with maybe a little bit more caution and skepticism than if he had not.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was hurt. But I actually heard, did a little bit of research, and the FBI says that there's about 400 cases of swatting per year.
Yeah, it's toxic,
Wow.
man. It gets crazy. People, if they see something they don't like it, they can just. It's really easy to just grab that info online, dig it up, and just throw it out and be like, "Well, I'm gonna, I don't like that kid. He looks dumb. I'm gonna swat him."
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Just dox him.
It
It's
makes
awful.
you weary of streaming, especially if you're a woman, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
People are meaner to them. And, this actually resulted in a fatal death back in 2016 to a Call of Duty streamer. So
Really?
It did.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Would he by the FBI or
Or
the
by
SWAT
the
team?
SWAT team, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
But the person who swatted him, I think, got charged.
20 years.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, at least that resulted. But I mean, that just sucks to. That's also just you're wasting resource.
Oh, of course.
Obviously, to have bring the SWAT team to some kid house, he's just probably sitting there in his underwear playing Fortnite.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, a couple of just examples of immaturity in the gaming community. What are you gonna do? So why don't you take it away with mailbag this week, Kenny?
I don't have the theme song. Hit me with the theme song, somebody. Mailbag.
Okay, that's Anthony's business. We
Mailbag.
need to work on this theme song, guys.
Mailbag. 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 Dude, mailbag. 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 Mailbag.
All right.
Yeah, that got okay.
That was really good.
So,
So-
first question. What is the better console for FPS? Some FPS games. This is from Jose M.
Okay. Better
PC.
console for FPS.
Yes,
console.
I have to agree with PC actually. I'd say PC is
I
probably the
wouldn't
best
consider PC a console though.
platform for it, not
True.
a console.
Not a console. So this is really just between the PlayStation and Xbox.
Which one do you guys? Well,
Which ones do your friends play?
Tyler gave up the Xbox at the end, tail end of 360.
I did.
But did you prefer playing shooters on the 360 or the PS3 or PS4? You know, control. Let's say controller wise. What felt better?
Probably the Xbox.
Controller wise?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Wiley? Do you have
Um,
both consoles?
yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel like I like playing Halo on Xbox and everything else on PS4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can't play Halo on PS4.
I guess that's probably why, but I just have gotten used to it with Destiny this year. I mean, with this generation, that's the game I've put most hours into. It's what I play Doom on. Is what I'll get most multi-platform things on. My main thing is the buttons. I like how quick that they're to push down, and how you don't have to use as much pressure to push down on the PlayStation buttons and the Xbox, which are kind of convex.
They're a little rounder on
They're
top.
a little
rather
bubbly.
than the-
They're bubbly.
Okay.
So I get that it might be a little better to have the joystick be on where the D-pad is on the PlayStation controller. So that's my answer. Mostly PS4.
What about you, Anthony? You got a horse in this race?
Nay. I say I'm pretty much. I'm the kind of guy who, if you're playing an FPS, I'll only replay like Borderlands or whatever, but I'll play with whatever my friends are playing. So whatever console that most people that
That's
you
true.
know are going to be playing on that you want to play with, I say go with that, because either way you're going to be playing the game, you're going to be enjoying it. You'll get used to the controller.
They're
if
both
you're playing
great
it a lot,
controllers.
you'll get used to it. They're both great controllers, both wireless, which is we live in the future. But yeah, it's
So you can be shooting and go like,
so you're gonna be having a little VR mask on. You're gonna be like, Mom, where's the anime girls? I gotta shoot them all. That's probably just me, but yeah, whatever your friends are
yeah.
pretty much. Whoever more your friends
I'm on
play.
the fence on who I'm gonna get. What I'm going to get Borderlands 3 on, because
Yeah.
my roommate's a huge Borderlands player. We don't ever really play shit together, but I'm like, okay, maybe we could actually play Borderlands together. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'll get.
Being straight broke
You're not
Tyler's
gonna
heart.
play with us, Wiley.
No, so well,
we need a game that we can all play.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So you guys are already set on PS4.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I was gonna get whatever you guys were
I
gonna
don't
go
have a
for.
choice.
See?
Yeah. Well,
That's
You
how
don't
I
have
was
a
gonna
choice.
roll.
it's looking like PS4 then.
Yeah, because me and Tyler were playing part 2 together, and we were having a little bit of fun with that. Kinda
Yeah.
going-
Yeah, I should get back into that. I stopped at level 20 or so.
Okay, we're not too far behind you.
I gotta buy
We're
another
around
external
14,
hard drive.
15.
We never got to try the new DLC.
Oh, you're not even close though. Like there's, yeah, it's a pretty long game.
Well, we have it, though.
yeah, true.
We got it before it went paid.
We only got a couple more weeks, or shit.
When does it come out?
September.
Really?
Yeah, is it like early September too, right?
Yeah.
Where did the
So
summer
that's,
go?
that's coming out, and then Control's coming out, which is the new Remedy game, which looks really cool. So some big AAA's on the horizon, which we haven't had in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a kind of like an up and down summer.
Yeah, I mean we had some good Switch stuff.
A lot of good Switch stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything.
Are there
we're
any
stoked
new?
for.
Are there any other like co-op or multiplayer games that all of us could play besides Borderlands coming out?
Iceborne.
Yeah,
Right.
Monster Hunter. I was saying Monster
We gotta
Hunter.
grind.
Destiny,
after that.
Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. I think that could be cool.
That hasn't come out yet.
No, September.
my-
That's
my-
also no. That got bumped to I think first week of October.
My brother was talking Wiley's ear off at the cookout about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was making me want to get back into it. He's on a level where I never quite got, where he's like
Yeah,
talking about
he's-
all the mods and well, that's like the only thing he plays. So
Yeah, that's the only
what's
thing
up?
he
You
plays.
inspired me to almost go back and play it. I will soon, and when Shadowkeep comes out, you'll definitely hear me talking about it.
Perfect. All right. Next question. What do you think is the right in line with the shooters though? What do you think is the best shooter of the last decade by Jay Flashy?
For me, it's easily Destiny, but
Which one? 1 or 2? Or just the deep games.
I wish I could lump them together because they kind of blend together in my mind. But if I had to pick one to play, I mean, for influence and for, I still got to go with two. Two. I mean, like, one had its moments and it felt new and fresh, and I never really experienced something like that before. But two, just it had better story content, but like made the world more of a place that I cared about from the story standpoint. Really liked the Gambit mode, and really good raid, although my favorite raid is still the first raid ever, maybe for nostalgic reasons, but Vault of Glass. So it's a toss-up, but yeah.
Between 1 and 2. All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyler?
I don't play too many shooters anymore, but I mean, I was really into Destiny. Destiny was awesome.
Okay.
The last decade.
Yeah.
So that's like, we'll say from like
So,
2010 till now.
yeah,
Or 2009.
09, 2010 to now.
When did Call of Duty Modern Warfare
2008
come out?
or 7.
Oh, right, yes, that was not even this decade.
Falls outside of
That was the
Yeah.
fourth one?
Yeah.
So I'm looking up a list now because I know we're kind of put on the spot. We're probably not thinking of some. So,
I mean, Destiny 2 just pops into your head. You need that gut reaction.
Technically, is Resident Evil? Well, it's not an FPS, not a big shooter, but I guess it's survival horror.
I wouldn't call
it's
it a
survival
shooter.
horror. You have a
So
gun?
You make a fair
honestly,
point.
my pick would be Rainbow Six
Siege.
Siege.
Okay.
Well, yeah, a lot of people would say that too a bit.
Yeah, I honestly just how immersive it is, the tactical aspect of it, and just the support it's gotten from Ubisoft since its release. It's insane.
So I want to give a couple shout outs though. This list jogged my memory. I definitely would have to put 2016 Doom up there as far as first single player campaigns go. That was amazing. Far Cry 3, when did that come out?
That was
5 years ago, maybe.
No, it was more than that.
20. I
That
think
was
around
on the-
2010.
I think
That was on the
2010 or 11, so I
yeah.
think that would count. As far as open world things, that was something that at the time was really, really cool. And it probably still holds up okay.
Yeah.
And then there's Titanfall 2, which had a great campaign.
Oh yeah.
Never
The
se-
mechanics on that game is amazing. That's an underrated shooter.
Oh, totally. And at least we get some success for the developers of Apex Legends now.
There you go.
Respawn.
Yeah.
So they've
I
done a
think-
great job with that.
There's a toss-up for me because, like Tyler, I don't play a lot of FPSs, but the one I played the most was Destiny 2 with you guys, and that was a lot of fun. But my favorite, I probably have to say, is Borderlands 2. Because that's got what I want. It's like RPG, shooting elements, bunch of different guns. The only thing I would love... Goofy humor. I think the only thing that would be better was if we had mechs like Titanfall. That'd be cool. Or, like, you could actually customize your guns rather than, like, getting all the random drops, all these random perks. I don't know if you could ever end up doing that, but, like... Or
I'm not sure
I
if
didn't
you
play
could do that in
pre-sequel
3.
or anything.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
All right, good answers. We got another one?
Yep. And we have one more question. What's your favorite game genre by B. Crims?
That's a big one.
Porn. Meat and Frick games from newgrounds.com. My favorite.
I think my favorite game genre. I mean, I'm not even sure like what to even call it. I mean, I like the indies a lot. I'm not sure if that's not really a genre.
Action,
platform,
RPG, survival horror, real-time tech,
Racing.
Not racing.
sport,
Dating sim.
I feel like
dating sim.
Cooking
I
sim.
know it's not just like a single genre, but I really like just like the 4 to like 10-hour games, like games like that.
Like Inside.
Like Inside, like Celeste, like
Hell yeah.
Binding of Isaac. I mean, it's like a rogue game.
I hate to tell you, but that's a time frame and not a genre.
I know.
So you like roguelikes?
What? Roblox?
You are big into Roblox.
We know you love Roblox, Tyler. You were telling us all about before the show. You're like, guys, I gotta get the Roblox jacket. You're telling me about the sweepstakes you entered, like for Roblox jackets, Roblox cereal they have coming out, Roblox gummy snacks, but no roguelikes or roguelites, whatever.
I do like roguelikes because I don't want to play. Sometimes a lot of the time, I just want to sit down for like a half hour
and play
like,
Roblox roguelikes.
Yes.
Yep. Like Dead Cells, because that's a roguelike.
I like Dead
right?
Cells.
Yeah, you
I
like
like
that.
Binding
Cells.
I like
That
Binding
was
of
a little
Isaac.
too much for me. Too much of a. You'd have to repeat too much of it. For, like the roguelikes that I have enjoyed have been few and far between. Like I enjoy them, but then I die, and I'm like, I don't want to do all this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even like the Curse of the Necro Dancer. I mean, that's kind of roguelike in a way.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
What about you, Wiley?
Rhythm,
me,
that's another one.
I guess like the ones that stick out to me are like third person action games, whether they're character games like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, or maybe a little bit less focused on action like Last of Us and Uncharted or God of War. Also a huge fan of platformers. Going back to my roots, as my first game I ever owned was Crash Bandicoot 2.
Whoa!
Nice. And I love 3D Mario. I love 2D Mario, the Rayman games, the splatformers like Celeste, and
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy is one that I did with more frustration than fun for me.
Yeah, I never played it. It looked too hard.
But so yeah, I guess open world action or third person action games, which could be open world or not, and platformers. But you know, of course, I love shooters and open world RPGs too. But I guess those are my answers.
What about you, Anthony?
RPGs, baby.
Yeah,
Oh
give me a high five
yeah,
right here.
all the way.
That's why I left
And
you
the
last.
the occasional shitty anime tie-in game if it's good.
Yeah.
Which usually it's not, so I'm always disappointed, but I just keep coming back for more.
Oh yeah, and did you
Fucking
play
love
Kill
my
It Kill It All?
RPGs.
Or
I haven't played any more of it. I put everything down to. But I'm glad you started watching it. I put everything down to do
It's
Persona.
cool.
I'm getting Persona out of the way. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna lick the box when I'm done. Then I'm gonna put it down until Royal comes out, and then play my other games.
you better not just say now Royal's out, and now I'm just gonna be playing that for the next 8 episodes.
Oh my god, no, yeah, that's gonna be more than 8
That
episodes.
is
That's gonna be
literally
3
gonna be
years of
me.
episodes.
The Royal's gonna come out, and I'm gonna be playing that for a long time.
I didn't know if you were
Well,
joking or not
better
the
than
other day
nothing.
when you were like, I can't wait to put another 200 hours into Persona 5 The Royal, and I was like, fuck, I have to do that too.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, you haven't answered yet.
RPGs, man.
Well, what kind of RPGs? JRPGs, Western RPGs?
All of them. Honestly. So
Everything's an RPG.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are throwing a lot more of the
They
elements
throw
in it.
more RPG elements, but honestly, anything that has anything related to leveling, skill trees. So the Western RPGs are the action RPGs, you know, with like God of War, Tomb Raider, things like that.
No, that's not an RPG.
Well, no, they're
There are
considered-
certainly RPG elements.
they're RPG elements, but I love JRPGs.
Okay.
Those are my turn-based JRPGs, my favorite, hands down, because I grew up obsessed with the Final Fantasies, you know, Star Ocean, you know, until the end of time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved that one. I actually didn't realize that. I just realized recently, I think a week ago, that it's on PS4.
Yeah, it's on the store.
It's on the store, so I actually thought about buying that.
It's a great game. It's just such a slow start.
Amazing game. Long ass game. Amazing game.
That's the only gripe I'd have to say.
JRPGs, if I had to dwindle it down, JRPGs are it for me.
Okay.
You
I
know?
was expecting
What, fighting games?
fighting games. because that's how we know each other.
Because you know what? We play a lot of MK, but honestly, I'm not that great.
Yeah, neither am I. I mean, this is the first one I ever got into.
You know?
So
Like,
This conversation got me thinking about like what actually would you consider an RPG?
right?
Yeah.
I think,
Like
I
what
think we need
kind-
to
what
look
kinds of
into
games?
the definition, though.
well, so
Um,
Western RPG is like Fallout. It's like
Witcher.
Divinity: Original Sin. It's like Witcher. It's usually
Wow.
fantasy.
But you why, I don't understand why you would call The Witcher an RPG, but you wouldn't call God of War an RPG.
Yeah.
There's a lot more
true.
mechanics as far as adding stuff to your swords. There's
I think it's just
Yeah,
as
I mean,
much,
there's
though.
a lot of that. in
I guess
God of
any
War.
game where you
It-
play as somebody else.
it's
and get into
non-linear.
the
God of War is
character.
more linear. There's lots of narrative choice in The Witcher. There's far more side quests. I mean, you could argue for God of
Yeah,
War.
true.
Yeah, I guess it just all comes down to the mechanics of it, where I feel like every game could be considered any game where you put into a story as not you, or even you, or some other character is a role-playing character.
Yeah,
a role-playing game.
Role-playing
Sure.
game, you know, RPG.
But like RPGs have become over the years strictly like associated, or some people just strictly associate them with leveling up, you know, adding new skills, skill tree, like turn-based battles, or you know, real-time battles. But I guess it really
Like dialogue options.
exactly
Yep.
it's open.
Like
Sleeping in inns.
So yeah, exactly. Sleeping in inns, having it fade in, fade out.
Yeah.
having like your choices
Different party
matter.
members.
Is
Yeah.
Digimon an RPG?
Yes, because you're put into the role of a Digimon tamer, and you go into the cyber world, And you get to have Agumon if you want, or Gabumon, or Kabuterimon, or Vmon.
Are you excited for the new one?
There's another one?
But yeah, Survive's coming
Yeah.
out. It's like a tactics-based one, which looks nuts.
Oh my god.
It looks cute.
What is it going to be like the same game as
No.
the first two?
No, but they're doing that again. They're putting that on the Switch. They're doing a collection, Digimon
Mm-hmm.
Cyber Sleuth collection on the Switch.
And Anthony's buying
I
it.
can't believe
Probably will.
that second game. It looked.
It's the exact
exactly
same. It
the
is the
same
exact
as the first
same.
game.
That is the word. I do have to say, I loved it because I'm a little mindless pawn for anything collectible monster or card or whatever. But it's the same game. It's the exact same game. They just reuse assets. There's different like main character models. All the Digimon are pretty much the same. They added a couple new ones, new Digivolutions or whatever. But it's
Like the
same
story
dungeons,
is the
same
same?
layout. It follows the same story, except you play a side character who's just beta kid who's like, I just thought I would never have my place in society. I always never thought I'd be the hero or the main character. But now my account got hacked by a hacker, and we live in a society where we live in a virtual world. So if you get your account hacked, everyone's going to think you're a piece of shit. So I got to prove I'm not a piece of shit and become a hacker with Digimon to clear my name. And it doesn't matter.
I'll make sure
The
to
story
not
doesn't
play
matter.
that.
It doesn't matter unless you like fighting Digimon.
I think I'm sold on. I'm picking it up.
That's what I'm saying.
You can play the first one, but just the.
Just play the second
What
one.
Digimon is it? I didn't even get
It's
that.
Digimon Cyber Sleuth is the first one.
And then the second one's Hacker's Memory.
Yeah.
But they both go under the moniker of Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Okay.
Or Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
Word.
Yeah, but if you're going to play one, like just the second one, because it's all the same environments, it's just added onto it. It could have well been just a DLC.
All right. That wraps up questions.
That wraps up mailbag.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your questions. Feel free to leave them in the comments. We'll read them on the show. Or you can. What else can they do? They can.
They can send us private messages on Instagram, Facebook messages if talking about they love
can,
our podcast.
write them snail mail to Tyler's address, which is.
Docs.
Just kidding. Just leave it in the comments. That's the best way. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Before we leave, I got a viewer question I think we should put out there
Oh, okay.
and to all of us to sit on and think on for next week.
Okay.
What is your gaming guilty pleasure?
Oh.
What's your like junk food? Something you always kind of go back to, like you like your rich content stuff, but what's every now and again you're like I'm gonna go dabble for a little bit and just indulge yourself.
Tyler doesn't want to hear my answer.
We know.
I've got an answer. I've got two, little kind of.
So
I mean, you're here right now.
Starts with Rocket, ends with League.
No, I mean I've got another one in addition to that.
Okay.
stay tuned on the next episode.
Of Dragon Ball Z.
All right, the episode's over.
Pokemon.
Goku on the Nimbus Cloud.